Part 3. The Final Con. Every man has a line he swears he'll never cross. But what happens when there's no line left? When you've lied, stolen, and burned everything behind you? That's where Ethan was now. A man with everything. And nothing. The return of Lena. The night Ethan saw Lena in Miami, something inside him ignited. Not love, not even hate. Something worse, obsession. Lena wasn't just an ex. She was the only woman who ever saw him at his lowest, the only one who knew who he really was. And she had moved on. Happy, safe, rich. Ethan had made millions, but she had beaten him at the only game that mattered, and that was unacceptable. The perfect setup. Ethan didn't come at Lena recklessly. This was a long game. Step 1. Find out who she was with. Turned out Lena had upgraded. Her new boyfriend? Tyler Graves, a Wall Street shark running a massive hedge fund. The kind of guy who owned yachts, penthouses, and political connections. The kind of guy who would never see Ethan coming. Step 2. Get close. Ethan used a different alias, a new identity he had stolen months ago. Within weeks, he was inside Tyler's social circles. Within months, he was Tyler's most trusted business partner. And Lena? She didn't even recognize him. Not at first. Not until it was too late. The deal of a lifetime. Or death. Ethan wasn't just after revenge. This was about the biggest financial move of his life. A billion-dollar hedge fund heist. Tyler's fund was a house of cards. A Ponzi scheme waiting to collapse. Ethan didn't need to steal money. All he had to do was tip it over. Then, as the fund crumbled and billions vanished overnight, Ethan would be there to scoop up the remains. But here's where things got complicated, because as Ethan orchestrated the collapse, he realized something terrifying. Lena wasn't just with Tyler for the money. She was in on it. She was one of them now, a predator, a queen pin, just like him. And for the first time in years. Ethan hesitated. A deal with the devil. Then came the phone call. Late at night. Ethan answered, thinking it was one of his informants. Instead, it was her. Lena. "You think I don't know who you are?" Ethan's heart stopped. She knew. And yet, she wasn't running. She wasn't calling the cops. She wanted a deal. "You can ruin Tyler and walk away with crumbs. Or we can take him down together and split everything." Ethan should have laughed her off. He should have just executed his plan and left her behind. But for the first time in years, he was staring into a mirror. She wasn't the girl he used to love. She was a shark in designer heels. And in her eyes, he saw himself. So he said the only thing a man like him could say. "Let's burn the world down together. If you've made it this far, hit like and subscribe to Money Grit. Most people will never be tested like this. But the ones who do, they find out whether they're the hunter or the hunted. And Ethan, he's about to find out exactly what he is." Back to the story. The heist. The plan was flawless. Lena would leak evidence of Tyler's fraud to the SEC anonymously. Ethan would trigger the market crash by manipulating stock prices. Tyler's hedge fund? Gone. Tyler himself? Ruined. The billions would be funneled into offshore accounts, erased from existence. But there was one problem. Tyler knew. The final choice, live or die a hero. The night before the plan went into effect, Ethan found a letter on his penthouse desk. No signature, no threats, just 4 words. "I know. Game on." Ethan's blood ran cold. Tyler wasn't running. Tyler wasn't scared. Tyler was playing back. And suddenly Ethan saw the future unfolding. There were only 2 ways this ended. Either he killed Tyler's empire, or Tyler killed him. For the first time in years, Ethan felt fear. He had spent his life ripping through enemies like a ghost. But this time, he was facing a man just like him, a monster, and he knew only one of them was leaving alive. If you're still here, drop a like and subscribe to Money Grit. Ethan is at the final crossroads. Destroy Tyler and become a billionaire. Fail and lose everything. Or take a third option, one that nobody sees coming. Part 4, the reckoning, the betrayal, the end game. And the final question, you either die a hero or live long enough to see yourself become the villain. What do you think Ethan should do? Comment below. Devil.